All right, guys, welcome back to the Independent Investor Channel. My name is Ryan. This is going to be something new that I'm going to be rolling out where I comb over the portfolio, the two big portfolios. I'm going to extract for you guys a summary of how we're doing in the first part of September. This is going to be something that I do for you guys on a regular basis, okay? It's going to be like a weekly recap. But I'm going to do it every 2 weeks, and I'm going to roll it out for the first part of September here. What we're going to go over is the dividends. We're going to go over the year-to-date realized gain in my portfolio. And finally, I'm going to go over the short position profit that I've made every single 2 weeks in the account. You guys know I take trading positions within my account. I also have longs in my positions. I'm also going to be going over some of the performers of the week. So rapid fire, man. I'm going to be throwing out single stock to you guys. I'm going to be throwing out the ETFs that have performed really well, the sectors that have performed really well. I'm going to throw a ton of value at you guys in just a few minutes, man. So spend a few minutes with me, and I'm going to show you what it's like to be a self-directed investor. This is a treasure trove of information. Financial planners would kill to have this ability to sit across the table and sell somebody on this. The difference on my channel is I'm not here to sell you on anything. I'm excited enough. These are real numbers that I'm about to declare to you in just 12 days time in September. Guys, let's roll right into it. The first one, impressive enough, dividends realized in the first couple weeks of September. I'm a couple days shy. So from September 1 to September 12th, we're looking at $316.44 within the two accounts, okay? Now that does not account for the other taxable brokerage accounts. I didn't have time to include those. I don't need to inflate my numbers. This is 2 out of the 6 accounts that I own, but $316.44 made possible by nature of my program, again, to benchmark it against what is not possible with a financial planner. I talk about this all the time. They're not going to get you into single stocks. It's not worth them monitoring your account to render you dividend income. All right. Now keep in mind every single profit that I declare to you, whether it be a dividend or a realized or an unrealized profit, are all contained within the tax protection of the self-directed Roth IRA account, man. And I'm stoked. The 316.44 is set up on a dividend reinvestment. So over the last 12 days, I've bought 316.44 worth of new stock that's going to continue to work for me when I'm sleeping or when I'm at work or when I'm doing something other than investing in the stock market. Guys, if you're not excited enough about investing in the stock market, tune in to me a little bit. I'll get you there. I really will, because this stuff is exciting. Another interesting figure that I'd like to just throw out there is the realized gain year to date. Okay, so for 2019 into September, this will go from January 1 until September 12th. The realized gain within the account on my short positions is $14,480. Okay, so almost 15 grand of realized profit. That's trading profit within the account. That's where we are year to date for 2019. I typically will generate around 10,000. So I'm definitely outpacing that mark this year. Short trading has been very, very simple to do. Manufactured a lot of capital within the accounts, and that's in addition to my long dividend paying positions, the stuff that just works for me all the time, the cornerstones in the portfolio. Some of them I'm going to declare to you now. Some of them have been sleepers all this entire year and have just recently woke up. All right. Next, I'm going to declare to you the short profit for just September. Okay, so that's 12 days from September 1 until September 12th. The short trading profit within both accounts is $524.16. Not bad. All right, this is hitting the buy button and hitting the sell button. That's basically the extent of what it took to generate that profit. Okay, so that short-term trading profit, of course, all tax protected and wealth preserved, because I wasn't incurring any type of entry and exit fee to hit the buy button and to hit the sell button. This is very, very exciting stuff, guys. All right. So I'm very proud. Those are some of the highlights of the portfolio as I comb through, trying to pick out some positives from the portfolio. I will also be doing portfolio reviews when things aren't going so good. So you'll get both sides of the perspective. But as I heard somebody on YouTube earlier on today when I was reviewing through, money talks and bull walks, all right? And these are real dollars. These are exactly down to the cent. And that's why a lot of you guys tune in to me, man, because I don't manufacture a portfolio. Those dividends were paid to me, earned as an investor. Those short positions, earned as an investor. The realized trading profit, earned as an investor. It was manufactured from nothing, okay? When I take trading positions, I take those trading positions and I realize that money, and I'm very, very good at channeling and skimming stocks over and over and again throughout the year. I've done it throughout the course of my investing career, and I'm pretty good at it, all right? That's indicative. 14,480 on the realized trading profit for the year 2019. Rapid fire, I'm going to throw some performers out at you guys. In portfolio one, AT&T has just woke up. I took that into deep water. I mean deep. A lot of people don't have the fortitude to do this. AT&T has just been a laggard. It has been absolutely on fire for the last couple weeks. And in the last 2 weeks, I have made up every single bit of red and just entered into the black just today. And I kid you not, I've owned AT&T now for multiple years. It's taken that to finally get that stock back into the positive. Now, that whole time, I was making a fat 6% dividend, right? So no complaints on my end, but I'm happy to see that finally come into, I've done this many, many times where I'll take a stock into deep water that I absolutely believe in, not panic myself out of it, but to hold true on my program and be a freaking investor, all right? General Electric, you betcha. Another one of my fallen angels for 2018. General Electric has really caught fire here. I'm very excited. It's outperformed over the last couple weeks, and I'm very excited to offer that to you guys in this portfolio review, man. It's worth noting. Lowe's, on a short term, I took profits in Home Depot. I wasn't satisfied with the valuation in Home Depot. Lowe's, however, is a different story. I'm up about 6% in Lowe's. Since entering into the position. This is a position that I have not shorted. I've actually taken a long position in Lowe's, and I'm very happy to own my exposure in the home improvement space. Consumer discretionary, Lowe's fits the bill and takes up some of that allocation to the discretionary sector in Lowe's. Albemarle, you betcha, in the lithium space, one of my favorites. I initially entered the stock, it went down, it happens, right? We are back in the black in a big way with Albemarle, and I'm so glad to own it. Ticker symbol ALB. So you want to do your own homework, check it out. I'm just throwing these at you rapid fire. I'm up big in all these guys, so that's just the way it goes sometimes as an investor. Sometimes it's worth it to take a pause and take this reflective overview of the portfolio, and that's what I've done, and that's what I'm sharing with you guys. All right, Intel, you betcha. Cornerstone in the portfolio, ticker symbol INTC. Took it into the black, into the low 40s again. I've traded this multiple times throughout the year. I'm quite certain that some of that realized potential profit that I just declared to you guys in just shy of 15,000 in profits for 2019 has come from Intel, as well as a lot of other great blue chip companies. Intel's a cornerstone in the portfolio. I think I've got around 50 shares of Intel right now, paying a nice dividend, back in the black in Intel. I'm very happy to see that position finally working again. State Street, one that I've taken into some semi-deep water. Wasn't too worried about it because the valuation was so attractive. But with the upswing in financials, State Street has benefited from that upswing for sure, and that's making it way. I'm still a little bit in the red with State Street, but I have no doubt that that'll be back in the black here pretty quick, and it's certainly worth mentioning on a notable performance base, especially this week specifically so far. And finally, in the one account, Verizon, definitely worth mentioning. Multi-year range bound between 45 and the high 50s. It's just broke out above 60. Definitely worth mentioning this phenomenal company, well run. Verizon is just a beast, and not only that, but it's got a very, very good dividend to boot. I think it's around 4.5%, maybe close to 5 on Verizon. It's one that I've made a lot of money on as an investor. I currently own the stock, and it takes up that telecom communications sector exposure that I deem so important to have some of your money allocated to in the portfolio, all right? The next portfolio for the performers, man, I have to mention Apple Computers. This is one of those stocks that I contend that you can just buy and own forever. No screwing around. Apple has created an ecosystem. It has created products that people not only like, but they last. Guys, how many companies out there can you say that build a product and people cannot wait to go back and buy another one? Apple has changed the world. It really has. It's coming up on a huge potential for another upgrade cycle. They've just rolled out their iPhone 11, features galore. The wearables and the services are not to be denied in Apple Computers, and it just killed it today. Killed it. Definitely worth mentioning as one of those bright spots in the portfolio. Apple, AAPL, BlackRock, you betcha. $6 trillion in assets under management. I've invested in BlackRock before, ticker symbol BLK, in the financials sector. They are an asset management company. They handle the government pension program, all right? That's where the 6 trillion comes from. Trillion, not billion. Trillion with a T. Very glad, took a nice sizable position in BlackRock and got some pay dirt there. A little bit of buffer zone in its performance this week in BlackRock. Medtronic on fire. I don't even want to talk about this stock. It's doing so well. Ticker symbol MDT. Now, keep in mind the risk that I've had to take on in this portfolio to realize these profits is relatively low. These are not undervalued. These are not companies that people don't know about, okay? These are some of the best companies in their respective industries, and we are killing it. We are killing it. This is what it has to do with being a value investor. Guys, you're looking for the best of the best in the industries, and you're taking these appreciations when they happen, and you're acknowledging when they happen, okay? Medtronic on fire. Probably the hottest stock in my portfolio right now is Prudential. This is one that I mentioned not last week, but the week before on the live stream. Ticker symbol PRU. I'm already up 11% in the position. You can't ask for any better. You cannot ask to pick up a beautiful company, well-run insurer like Prudential like this at 8 times forward earnings. The PE on this was insane. It was left to die. And it pays a 4% dividend. So I figured I would just buy the stock based on valuation, if nothing else. The stock's run up. I've got 11% capital appreciation. Plus, I'm going to keep the stock long term and continue to enjoy the 4% dividend in Prudential. Insurances is a great business to be invested in, man. It's like guaranteed money. It's amazing. And I want to have part of my stake in Prudential. Finally, UTX, not to be underscored. A cornerstone in my portfolio. I've owned it for years. UTX is absolutely on fire. Closing in on 20% in UTX. I just cannot tell you how proud I am to own the company, how happy I am to be a stock owner. I think I would feel the same way about Honeywell, which I kind of put on par with UTX. Those two can be owned simultaneously. My sector exposure to the industrials right now, I'm a little bit overweight, so I can't really add any more exposure to the industrial sector right now. I'm happy with the exposure that I have, all right? I want to go over some ETFs that have absolutely been firing away, and I'm going to just fire these at you guys rapid fire. In portfolio number 1, VOO on fire. VNQ, which is the Vanguard's real estate ETF, on fire. VBR, small cap value, all right? And small cap growth in the other one, VBK. I own them both, VBR and VBK. The other account is VTI and VYM. Sound familiar? Why not? Why reinvent the wheel? Just go after what we know works. And I'm going to continue to revolve the discussion around these assets that we know freaking work. Now, the stocks that I've thrown your way, there's no way that you can be diversified in your portfolio by owning single stock. No way. You can argue with me if you want to. The only way to buy diversification is to seek out your ETF or index fund exposure. Bar none, slam dunk, that's the way it is, okay? That's why I have those baselines in each of these accounts. VOO, VNQ, VBR in the one account, VTI, VYM, and VBK in the other ones. Those are my bases in those accounts. Those allow me to enter into some of those single stocks that I own in those accounts, and that's what helps me justify owning those single stocks that are not diversified and seeking that diversification and safety buffer in form of the ETF. So I thought I'd throw those out there. Finally, I want to talk about the sector of the week, man. The sector this week was absolutely 100% financials. Financials has just been a dormant, sleeping bear in my portfolio. But what did I do? I was an investor. And what it means to be an investor is it's not rosy all the time. Sometimes you have to believe in what you're doing based on the value that you pick up in Bank of America, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Chase, right? Some of the Canadians, and I've got a handful of regionals. BlackRock I added to the position. So stoked on my financials performance this week. Financials is absolutely the sector of the week, and I think we've got more runway going forward in the financial sector, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this portfolio review. It's going to be something that I do where I take the highlights in the portfolio from my perspective and share that with you guys. If for nothing else, I don't want to sit across from you and just tell you about my fame and fortune in my portfolio. What's not to be missed here is these are real numbers, okay? I am a hard-working person. I don't do YouTube for a living. These are real investor numbers. These are numbers that were by solid research and solid positions rendered solid results. They were not manufactured. They were not manufactured and then declared to a YouTube audience as being some sort of investor product. It doesn't work that way, okay? I declare these numbers to you guys to show you what is possible. What is possible in the investment world, and it's exciting. It really is. The stock market is a very, very powerful place. On the Independent Investor channel, we hope to try to show you how you can corral that power and use it to your benefit. Leverage the tools that we talk about to leverage the power of the stock market so you can benefit from that power for yourself. Guys, thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button, the notification bell. All right, notify yourself anytime I upload a new video to YouTube. Certainly want to leave your comments. Let me know how you appreciate the transparency of going through the highlights of the portfolio, letting you know some of the real numbers that we're working with here. I'm so glad to do it. And hopefully it sets a little bit of fire for you guys to sit across from me and say, you know what, if this guy can do it, I can too. Because I'm one of the rare people that'll sit across from you and say, you can. You can absolutely do it. Thank you so much for tuning into the video, and good luck in your investment future.